basically don't kick.
Dedicated little rascal. Morning, Trainiacs. I thought that I was sneaking in here for a little bonus Thursday morning swim, which we don't normally do, and it looks like in contraband pool box, Pat stuff isn't in there either. So maybe Pat's here. I don't know if that's more shocking to me or if I showing up here would be more shocking to him. I need coffee. Gonna be trying something a little bit new today. Is Pat there? Pat. Any Pat? Yep, there's Pat. That dedicated little rascal. As I mentioned last week, because of these long swims, I want to be trying a underwater MP3 player. I tried the audio flood last week. Not good. My ears didn't accept it. So we're gonna try the Finis Duo or Neptune. There's Pat. How good does this look, eh? Got enough stuff on your face, Taren? I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear myself.
We're putting on a kicking clinic here. So far, so good. They worked. I'm probably yelling right now. Could hear really clearly. Had to get these as close to my little ear dangly bump. Have these waterproof earplugs. And then there was a little bit of tugging that kept the goggles from suctioning really well, but worked. I just listened to like 1/6 of a book. And now once I take this off, lessons in kicking from a horrible kicker. Now, according to that coaching survey that we just wrapped up, about half of 515 of you who have taken that survey have the hardest time with swimming. And one of the most common questions that I get about that is, do you have any tips on kicking? And my answer is typically something that you might not expect. It's like, yeah, basically don't kick. And that's weird to say because and we do a fair bit of kick sets, and we just did a fair bit of kick sets, but that's basically just to keep us honest. It's not necessarily to improve our kick. It's to activate the kick muscles so that your kick doesn't completely go away. Why I don't focus a whole lot on improving the kick is because as far as all the factors that go into making you go fast, at most for elite swimmers, the kick comprises like 10 to 15%. For non-elite swimmers, it's maybe like 7 to 8 or 9%. So if I were to improve my kick by 50%, which would take tens of thousands of kilometers, tens of thousands of meters, I'm maybe only getting about 3% faster. Things like your catch, your body position, your body roll, how streamlined you are, how balanced you are, all of that makes so much more a difference. That said, there are some ways to approach your kick that you should keep in mind to at least get the most out of doing the least. That sounded good, I like that. And I think, you know what, I'm gonna do this on deck. I'm gonna go pretty myself up and then we'll pick this back up in a second. All right, I'm gonna preface everything that I say here with the big caveat that I am an awful kicker. As far as our swim group goes, I am probably second or third slowest kicker out there. And it takes a ton of oxygen out of my legs because I have really big legs, so the more I kick, the more tired I get, the worse I get in like 400-meter time trials and anything longer. So I had to work really hard on getting at least like a proper amount of kick so that I wasn't completely ignoring my kick, but I also wasn't tiring myself out. So as opposed to doing all those thousands of meters of kicking, I approach kicking as what is the least amount that I can do to conserve oxygen, not make myself have to breathe hard, not lose a ton of energy, and basically how can I be the most efficient with the energy that I put into my kick. And here are, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 tips on what I figured I could do to max, whatever. We're gonna start from the bottom of the legs up. So as far as the feet go, you want your toes pointed but loose. So they're like this. Water is going to be coming and it's going to be creating drag on the top of your foot. If it's just like this and dead straight, you're not going to be whipping and it's going to be creating tension here, which is going to cause your legs to sink. So keep your ankles slightly pointed but nice and loose. Then you also want your toes to kind of come close to passing each other. You don't want your feet way wide. So as your toes are kind of pointed down and you're doing your kick, as you're starting to build your kick, almost have your toes brush up against each other. The idea is that if they're way wide like this, water's going to be coming and creating drag down the side of your leg. You want your toes and legs to basically just scissor past each other, not scissor and kick out, just straight kicking past each other. Moving up, what you want with your knee is to not have a big snap to it, like not a kick. I'll just show you. That is not what you want. What you don't want is that kicking from the knee motion. You can have a little bit of flexibility in your knee to have that same whip that you've got in your toes, which transfers all the way up your leg and starts from your hip, but you don't want the kick coming from the knee. Don't keep your knee stiff, but at least keep it streamlined so that it's kind of not. If your knee is bending and your thigh isn't moving, you're kicking from your knee. A good way to practice kicking from your hip is doing dry land kicks so that you get the feeling of it. So you can lie on your back or in kind of a V sit and just practice kicking with almost straight legs. So yeah, the simplest way to describe it is that the kick starts from basically right at the bottom of your stomach, right above your pelvic bone, and then it transfers down like a whip all the way down your leg. Most age group athletes are probably going to have a tough time getting that true whip and getting a ton of propulsion like you see professional swimmers and the swimmers over here. So your best bet is to basically just keep your legs loose and straight enough so that they're not creating a ton of drag at the back of your calf by bending your knee a lot or by flexing your foot up a lot. You kind of want, like, your safe bet is to have straighter legs but still make them loose. And then as far as how much you kick, a 6B kick, a 4B kick, a 2B kick, do you kick really hard or do you kick really slow? I would say kick only as much as you need to make sure that your feet come up to the surface of the water. That's going to keep you nice and streamlined, make sure that water isn't coming across your feet as drag, and that is what the typical triathlete who doesn't come from a swim background and doesn't have an incredibly strong kick should do for kicking. It's going to conserve oxygen and probably make you about as fast as you can get yourself through the kick. And it's going to save your lungs and oxygen like crazy. When I started kicking less, swimming, all of a sudden, very enjoyable. Who knew? Okay, on that note, I have a mondo busy day, and I'm gonna probably end the vlog there.